After a successful career with a major label, singer-songwriter Zanda Zakuza has gone independent, launching her very own record company, Dragon Star Records. With a brand new EP titled Tears and Tequila, she is here to tell us about her new chapter. Please, Mzansi, help me welcome the multi-talented Zanda Zakuza. Welcome back to the show, honey.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
You are looking amazing. Your energy is truly effervescent. It is felt through every single corner of the room. And even though we haven't seen each other in so long, I'm so happy you still carry that with you.
That is so nice.
Tell Sam, what have you been up to?
I've had, I think, almost 8 years of just going strong without taking a break. So you drop music, you tour. You go overseas, you come back, you have to do more music. And I thought to myself, I need a break before my body takes one for me. So I've been taking it easy, you know.
You know when they say on social media, tour bus, club, gig, bus, aeroplane, another club.
Yeah.
That was you.
That was me.
You were headlining the biggest gigs in South Africa, the festivals, So it's lovely that you've been able to pour back into your cup so that you can deliver nothing but fire, and you have done exactly that. You've gone from signed under a major record label and you've gone independent. Number one, brave, courageous. Why?
Growth, more than anything. I feel like I've learned a lot from them, and I just want to see how far I can take myself. And it's also a learning opportunity. You get to experience things firsthand, the business side of it, even the creative side of it, you know, how to deal with producers, how to deal, you know, with publishing and all that. It's that, and well, it's good to just, you know, have your own thing.
Tell me about the inspiration behind the name.
It's a nickname that I had when I was younger. So growing up, Mlazi, we loved Dragon Ball Z, the animation. So it went from being Dragon Ball Z to just Dragon. And I ran with it, man. It reminds me of a very good and peaceful time in my life that I don't want to forget. And those are the people that actually, you know, were the wind beneath my wings, you know, when I started my career. So it's kind of like paying homage a little bit. So I like it, I kept it.
And now you're a superstar, so you're a Dragon Star.
We're putting that together, yeah.
With starting Dragon Star, I mean, what has it taught you about yourself as an individual, as an artist, and as a businesswoman? Because it's still the entertainment industry and it's a business.
Yeah. It's not as easy as it seems. One, I'm learning to not micromanage things as I used to. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to, you know, the creative side of things. But now that I have my hands full with everything else, I have to learn to kind of delegate a little bit of that side. And, you know, it's not so easy going around and asking for help. That's probably been my biggest challenge, where I've literally had everything handed to me on a silver platter. Now I have to knock on doors, and sometimes they get shut in your face. It's not the easiest thing. But it's all a learning experience for me, and one I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. I do remember that. The one thing we struggled with again was how expensive everything is. From music videos to production fees to just simple photo shoots. Everything comes from your pocket now, because you don't have this big engine behind you. So it's been challenging, but it's worth it.
How has the work changed, though? I mean, I can only imagine the growth within your brand and your artistry.
The one part I like the most is probably creative control. Nobody gets to tell me how to, you know, structure a song. A song could be a minute long, and no one's like, no, we don't do this here. You know what I mean? So I love the fact that I can play around with ideas that I've had dreams about, or things that people wouldn't normally, you know, put together, and work with artists and have people wonder, how did they meet? How did this come together? I can, you know, be curious and fulfill that in any way I want. I love that. I think it's what keeps me going, really. I'm always curious to find out what the next project is going to sound like.
With the evolution of Zanda, how does your music sound like now? What are some of those themes, the rhythms, and the feeling that you want to evoke?
We chase trends still because, you know, it gets the money.
Yeah.
But I love that I can go back to house music, which was my first love. So right now we're doing 3-step. It's a new genre. It has elements of kwaito, elements of Afro tech, and just South African house music. It's the new trend right now, and most of my EP sounds like that. It's 3-step, but also we have gospel in there. Yeah. I'm happy to say that I found my faith again, and I get to praise God the way I used to when I started, because, you know, as you go along in this industry, you lose yourself every now and then. So during my break, I got to find myself and, you know, got redirected to my faith, and it shows in the music I make now. I sing about God proudly, and I try to encourage people to, you know, do good. So I love that the sound has changed in that sense, where we're not just, you know, talking about partying and, you know, chasing the next bag, every now and then. We get to actually now get, you know, real messages out there, and I'm very, very proud of the work that I'm doing now.
Tell me about your leading single, Ninga. It sounds as if it is truly a heart song.
It is. So while I was taking a break, I went through a few things, a little bit of trials and tribulations here and there. And for the most part, I just felt like I didn't recognize the person that I had become. Again, it's all part of working on myself. You know, you have to recognize the problem in order for you to fix it. So it was I could say it was a dark time in my life where I felt like no one was in my corner, and people didn't understand that even I need a break. You know, you can't force me to do things I don't want to do. So Undinga came about at that time. I'm very big on writing about experiences as they happen. So by the time I sang it, by the grace of God, I was out of that dark corner. So it was more of a reflective song than anything. It's just me, you know, talking about the doors that I've knocked on, also talking about how people that I thought were in my corner were no longer there when I needed them the most. So Undinga Sithebeni is the full title, and we all know Undinga Sithebeni to be a nomad, a person who roams, you know, going house to house, asking for help or aid. So yeah, that was Undinga Sithebeni, and the idea behind it. We all, you know, could take a thing or two from that song.
It being Women's Month, what does Women's Month mean to you, and how are you wanting to make a difference and see the difference around you?
I love that we can actually have a month that is dedicated to women. We go through a lot, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Bogota, as they say, literally holding everything down. And I believe that a nation that doesn't respect or love their women is a failed one. So, as a country, as a nation, we can actually sit and celebrate our women. We contribute so much into the industries. We raise our children. We, you know, are basically imbalizes, where we make everything feel and look good. I love that. And, you know, we teach each other what we know and we fill each other's cups. And get into that people actually take on and, you know, do a lot, not just in August, but, you know, throughout the year.
We're so glad that you're reaching the pinnacle yet again of a very long musical journey. All the best, Siswam, and don't be such a stranger. A huge thank you goes out once again to the incredible Zanda for joining us today and sharing her journey. We cannot wait to see what she brings next. But that's all we have for you tonight, Mzansi. Don't forget to tune in every Tuesday evening at 6 right here on S3, with repeats on Sunday mornings at 8:30. Before we leave the show, we have got a very exciting music video. Zanda has brought us the best of the very best with Ninga.